When the waters get rough, the Coast Guard dives in.
Here we go.
Cape Disappointment encounters a troubled sailor left high and dry.
You have no idea what it's been like for me going dry on my own boat.
Oh, God.
The sea lashes out at a rescue crew searching for an unmanned vessel.
Nobody on board, nobody responding. It might be a medical situation, or who knows.
And Air Station Astoria takes to the coast when the tides close in on a surfer trapped in a cove.
He's wet, it's cold. That might lead to some hypothermia issues.
My biggest concern and my biggest risk to us hoisting is how close we are to the cliff.
High peaks and tumultuous waters make Cape Disappointment and the Pacific Northwest one of the most hazardous environments in North America. At the heart of it all is the Columbia River Bar. This deadly area has taken countless vessels and claimed hundreds of lives. In the air and on the sea, brave men and women of the U.S. Coast Guard risk their own safety so that others may live. In a place known as the Graveyard of the Pacific.
I'd like to see if we can at least get a set of eyes on it from this side.
Is that him way over there? Is that a sailboat high and dry over there?
Oh, yeah. What the hell's that one from?
Just a normal day, and we spotted a sailing vessel on the backside of Sand Island. It's a bird sanctuary, a big nesting area for a lot of seabirds. Not used to seeing boats back there. So we headed in to go check it out, see if anyone was in distress and if they needed our help. There might be someone out on deck. Look at the boat real quick.
Yeah, it's too far away to tell if he's moving around or not.
Yeah.
We tried to get as close as we could, got the binoculars out, see if we could see if there's anything going on.
Is that another boat? That's a different boat that was not there a minute ago.
Yeah, it says research on the side. We ran into the research vessel that takes supplies to and from the island. We were able to talk to him, and he was able to direct us to where the channel was around the island so we can get our own boat close enough that we can get on the island and check this out.
Over here?
Right up against the beach. You can tell right in. It's from here, it goes down. The edge is like right here.
Okay. Here we go. Good afternoon. How's it going? Other than your boat being up on land? Yeah? Once we're now on the island and walking up towards this boat, the closer we get, the more details you can see of the sailboat. Once we start seeing all the brightly colored paint, the things tied onto the handrail and whatnot, you start to realize that this is the same guy that we had to deal with earlier.
His boat's looking a little beat up. He was acting a little bit delirious, maybe some dehydration.
Actually cutting my bangs off to make a lure. Got one with my freaking hair.
He told us that he was catching salmon by his hair. That was a first for me in my career, ever hearing that. It was debatable.
Which way did you come from? Did you come from like over here? Did you come from Chinook? Or you came right through here?
Right through the slot.
Okay.
Shallow boat.
It's just you and your two dogs.
Yeah.
And your name was?
Casey.
Casey.
Set sail and made it quite a ways. Came into this cove. It looks pretty similar to everything else, but it was totally high tide. This is my home, so I gotta get it out of here.
We just want to make sure. We're just trying to figure out what's going on. I'll be honest, this isn't the first time we've met you.
Right.
Like, it's the first time you know have, but as a station, it's the first time. Not the first time. So we're just taking our time.
And it's just Murphy's Law dealing with this getting my home.
Yeah.
This is my most important thing I've ever owned in my life. It's not my commercial salmon murdering rig.
Some of the concerns with this fellow is, we've dealt with him in the past, and he hasn't been entirely cooperative with us. So we're, that's running through your mind of is he going to be compliant with us or not?
We're gonna go ahead and just do another boarding like we did last time. Need to see the figure again. Your life jacket, all that other good stuff.
I kind of just want to know where I stand with that. I think you guys can look in my every time you want. That stuff's. I don't mind you getting on. I'm just saying. Next thing you know, if there's some little dot of an I or a cross of a T I might not have made, are you guys gonna take me back to there?
I don't know right now.
I like these guys for what they do, but I sure don't want to be kept from going home. This is my house and my dog's in it. I need to get home.
Okay, I need to see life jacket, type 4 PFD. Need to see a fire extinguisher. Type 4 throwable PFD, you know, the seat cushions. I need to see a fire extinguisher. Do you have a toilet on board?
Negative.
Okay.
They told me to the dock at night, say don't come out, and I'm gonna come out that night. Or the next night, or whatever night you're not aware of. Run without lights, and I'll run fast. I was just parking here, and I was gonna take the next tide, and the next tide wasn't quite high enough. If I would've got that next tide, I wouldn't have been here. I would've been way that way. Look at the prevailing wind is going to my house.
I don't mind talking with you. I want you to know what we're doing.
I'm just freaked out. I want to get home, and I want to be able to get back to my life. All of this is about moving over the water and under bridges, and I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but it's extremely spiritual to me. My aunt died, my grandparents died. That going out in the ocean was the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's all been about mourning and passing, and this is a very much what dreams may come kind of world. And I don't even know if you know.
No, I get what you're saying. With Casey's boat being aground, we had to ask permission for us to board his vessel. Casey, cooperating with us, eventually let us board his vessel so we could see what he had and what he didn't have.
No, you need to see life jacket.
Yep, sound producing device. It's like a whistle or something like that.
I don't know what the hell that thing is.
One thing that we ran into him before was not having the proper equipment on board, so we wanted to double check to make sure he had acquired that equipment.
You said you were going out last night. I mean, do you have battery power in this boat?
Nope.
Nope, so no navigational lights?
Nope.
Okay.
I really didn't want to say it. I don't know where the other stuff is. I'm almost sure they don't have it. And if I do, I'd rather just take paper than even look anymore. Write me a ticket.
So, the last time we boarded you, they terminated you, correct?
I don't know.
They told you could not get underway anymore until you got certain items fixed?
I think you gave me tickets that I had to show the people that I had it all squared away. Just want to be free.
Yeah. I understand. Hey, I'm just asking questions. So
I know you are, and I want you to see how much it matters. This is how much it matters to me.
Yeah,
I know I'm an adult, but I cried since the day I was born, and I still will. When I'm emotional, it comes out. It's better than shooting myself in the head like a lot of people do, you know what I mean? You have no idea what it's been like for me going dry on my own boat. Yeah. I owned my own boat for 4 years. It wasn't crew problem, it was engine problem. If it wasn't that, I was stuck on the bottom.
Yeah.
And there was times when I was watching $10,000+ get caught right there.
Yeah.
And I was sitting right here. And if that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have had this piece of boat, but she is still pretty. Yeah, I like her. She's just way bigger than a dinghy.
She's got some character.
Towards the end of the whole thing, he was getting pretty emotional, just thinking he was gonna get another violation, have to go back to Oahu and sit there for even longer. You know, we were just thinking we wanted to de-escalate this, just let him know that we're just trying to get him out of here, and just his safety is our concern. That's our main focus.
Originally, the thought was we were gonna get you for failure termination.
Okay.
You've corrected enough that I'm not re-terminating you. I'm not telling you you're terminating. The fact you don't have lights at night, that can turn into a bigger deal because no boat can see you, right?
Ships, another reason why I was over here.
Okay.
Why I didn't go over there.
So
exactly why.
Going on with
big ships.
Yeah, going on with this though.
Right.
You can get over Astoria, get that stuff fixed, and you'll live your life. You know, like, I get that's what you want to do.
Totally.
I understand that. I want you to go do that.
Thank you. We need to get a life ring. We need to get at least a giant box of red and green glow sticks for any time we might get stuck in at night. I shouldn't be out at night anyways.
We're gonna come back out here tomorrow morning.
Okay.
See if you're still here. If you're still here.
Oh,
Yeah. If you're still here, we'll try and figure out whatever we need to get you out of here.
okay, cool. But yeah, no, they rule. They're the best of the best, man. You know, if they weren't so cool, they'd be cops.
Hey, have a good one.
We're responding to a report of a vessel where no one is on board. Still not responding to a radio call. Something's fishy.
I love machine guns. Today we are shooting the M240 machine gun. We have to requalify every 6 months to make sure that our people are proficient at shooting this weapon. And as you can see, it's a beautiful day in Oregon, and this is what we do.
All right, guys, here's our M240. Awesome little gun.
It's extremely important to stay proficient with the machine gun. It's the last gun in the world you're going to want to get behind if you haven't been using it and you don't know what you're doing.
And he's going to charge the weapon, squeeze that trigger.
It's a gun unlike any other. You don't cock it the same and you don't fire it the same.
Our biggest thing is to make sure you guys do your stuff up here correctly and effectively.
We absolutely look forward to firing the M240 machine gun because it is a very fun gun to shoot. The Coast Guard uses this gun primarily for ports, waterway, and coastal security, and to protect the American people from threats delivered by sea.
Couldn't ask for a much nicer day to be out here.
This is to simulate that we're actually at sea, so that's why it's raining. The weather today for recreational purposes is terrible. However, this is kind of ideal for training because we fire it from a moving small boat in heavy surf or heavy seas. We don't get to fire as much as we like, but when we do fire it, we take it seriously, and we try to get it down pat so that if we ever have to use this gun in a real situation, we're ready and we can do it quickly and effectively.
You checked everything, right?
All right, here we go.
Clear them.
Clear 1, 2, and 3.
4's clear.
On board.
I think they're 21 miles away, BM2.
We're responding to a report of a vessel where no one is on board, about 15 miles off the CR. Fishing vessel Pegasus called and said that a vessel ran through their gear and just kept going. There's nobody on board, nobody responding to horns. So they're worried about the persons on board. Maybe it might be a medical situation, or who knows. We're en route, and once we get on scene, we'll reevaluate what our plan's gonna be.
Kind of blows.
Yeah, choppy.
We had a long transit. We made approximately 16, 18 knots en route. The initial reporting weather leaving the dock was somewhere between 3 to 5 feet with winds 10 to 15 knots.
This will be a good one. Oh, that went in my ear somehow.
We always take the best asset for that mission. It may not have been the fastest boat, but the 47 was best suited for the weather. However, that does expose us to all the wind and the rain at the same time.
Oh, God.
We were kind of flying by the seat of our pants. We really didn't know how many vessels were on scene in total and what the sea state is going to be.
Fishing vessel Pegasus, station Pegasus equipment. Can you see the people moving around? Is there any movement on deck?
Yeah, roger.
So there are people moving around on deck now?
Cape 48.
Cape 48, please go ahead.
We can confirm that the Pegasus does see people moving around on that boat. They're just ignoring the Pegasus radio calls. Is that correct?
Cape 48, Cape, that's correct. Over.
En route, we started to hear that the people were actually moving about the deck, and there was somebody in the master house taking control of the vessel.
They're just not answering?
Right.
Weird how you just run through their gear. Could be the case of one fisherman not liking the other fisherman.
Fishing up here in the Pacific Northwest, it can get a bit territorial. There are only so many fish in the sea. And for a commercial fisherman, if there's not fish in one spot, they're going to want to move on to another spot. If somebody's fishing there, it could spell trouble.
What do you think?
What do I think? They're still not responding to radio calls. Something's fishy. We should go do a boarding.
It's kind of my initial gut, too. Yeah. It's either A, was being inattentive, could be intoxicated.
When we get two competing fishermen complaining, we have to take a good look at the overall picture and develop our own idea of what's happened. So it's important to get out there and get our eyes on scene and conduct a boarding at sea.
Fishing vessel Pegasus, station Cape disappointment, go ahead.
Yeah, we just turned, sped out, and looks like they're going to be pulling their net in. just woke up.
I wonder with their position that we plot is inside the RCA, because that's probably why they're being so shady.
The fisherman that called in was saying that this guy was violating the rockfish conservation area and fishing in a closed zone. And that really piqued our interest. The overfishing of yellow eye and canary rockfish has made those rockfish almost extinct.
What's the restricted zone? There's a certain area you can't drag your nets across the bottom. Is that enough, just that hearsay to get them? It'll be like I said, you said type of thing. Like, we'll take a look at the black box.
We're gonna get on board. We're gonna look at the logs, where they were fishing, and see if we can detect the violation.
I don't want to do it, but I think we kind of have to.
Although it's a large craft, it's pitching and rolling in the seas. Their outriggers are out, making it difficult to make an alongside approach.
I don't see how you're going to get in there.
Oh God, that was like a 3-stager. Responded earlier to a fishing vessel that was apparently unmanned, steaming with all its gear down through a rockfish conservation area, it's a restricted fishing area. He went through another fishing vessel's gear who called him into us. Cape 248's on scene in position 4611.3 north. Call up our chain of command and get some task direction whether or not they want us to go offshore and aboard this guy who apparently isn't in distress. He may have just crossed some lines with some fishermen or not.
248 Cape, roger. Request current on-scene conditions, over.
Seas are between 5 and 8. Choppy swell to south, steep when the secondary swell's out of the west about 4 to 6 feet. Overcast, guys.
We were trying our best to just gather the story from both sides. The ideal way for that was to actually put a boarding team across and talk face-to-face with both the masters. However, the conditions continued to deteriorate, the swell started to pick up, the wind chop got steep.
Well, it's not ideal, but it's doable to get you guys across.
47 Wild is a great offshore heavy weather boat. It's not the best boarding platform as the sea conditions start to deteriorate, especially when the wind chop gets steep and the swell gets kind of steep.
I don't want to do it, but I think we kind of have to. When we get on board, we'll muster the crew, conduct our initial sweep. Yeah. They just did a haul back, so it's probably slippery decks.
Although it's a large craft, it's pitching and rolling in the seas. Their outriggers are out, making it difficult to make an alongside approach.
I don't see how you're going to get in there.
So I was thinking, right here, if you guys could step across, it'll take all the roll out, hopefully. Where you good, sir?
Yeah, you want me to take it out of gear or just keep going?
Like you to clutch it ahead at your the slowest maneuvering speed you have, and then just run directly down swell for me.
All right, we'll turn to the north.
We tell them to come stern to the seas, that'll give us the best ride. And even then, they're pitching and rolling, making it difficult to make an alongside approach.
We got to get our weapons on still.
I'm just looking.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even like the way you guys are to come across that box, honestly.
With the winds and the seas, it's almost impossible to board the vessel without falling overboard or endangering ourselves in a very bad way.
I mean, I can get you guys across, it just isn't gonna be easy. It's this irregular short chop. I'm not gonna be able to hold it very long, or I'm gonna bang the boat up a little bit doing it.
It became apparent that if we got the boarding team across safely, we would cause damage between our boat and the fishing vessel. And we had to decide whether the risk of putting the team across to get the story would be worth the damage to the vessel and the inherent danger to the boarding team as they crossed.
Our gain would be what? Best case scenario, fisheries.
It's important if they're fishing in the RCA.
Right.
If we get on board, we might detect some type of fishery violation, but is enforcing that law worth damaging our boat, injuring my crew members or myself, possibly losing a life if we fall into the cold water?
I don't think we're going to be able to do it.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
And that day, it wasn't worth it.
Captain, I'm not gonna be able to get alongside you there to get this boarding team over. Please remember to make sure you monitor channel 16 at all times. If you'd like, I can give you the phone number, sector Columbia River, and you can pass your written statement at some point of today's events. I'll copy.
Yeah, roger, got it.
Damn.
It's always disappointing when you have to say no, that you can't do something. However, the worst case scenario in any mission we do is something happens to my crew. So based on the information we had and the situation we dealt with, we felt it was best to keep the boarding team on board.
If we had to save a life today, I would have made every effort to get over there.
Yeah.
But you know, it just wasn't doable.
Gain thing too, you know.
Risk versus gain, is it worth it? In today's conditions, it wasn't.
Plus, we'll see that guy again somewhere down the road.
No, we'll board him when he comes back in.
Yeah.
We're disappointed because we wanted to get on there and really understand what's going on. But the only way we would have done that is actually getting on board and seeing for ourselves. It's really more important that my guys stay safe than to risk it.
As the tide goes up, it's just gonna keep pushing him. We launched to go out and help Casey James because he was out stuck on the shoal for a couple days.
Almost got it last night by pulling.
Okay.
Got like 2 fathoms.
He's in the Surfers Depository, that northern cove that we deal with every year. He's on the rocks. He just can't get out.
The weather today is absolutely gorgeous. However, it is a little bit chilly, so our biggest fear is that he might start going hypothermic.
He's tucked up there on that beach. That looks like a surfboard, sir.
Going over.
4's made.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, so are you guys okay with beaching that boat, or did you want to use the dinghy, or? Oh, you do? Okay, would it be all right if we gave you a crew member and you guys just went in and beached it real quick?
We launched to go out and help Casey James because he was out stuck on the shoal for a couple days.
Came into this cove, but it was totally high tide. You know, this is my home, so I gotta get it out of here.
We currently are on an OSU research vessel. We're gonna go out to a sailboat that is aground over here on Little Sand Island. They're gonna drop me and a boarding team member over so we can give the master on board the cell phone so we can call Coastal Tow. Can you up a little bit? Once we landed on the bird sanctuary, we had to climb through a couple pilings to get actually on land. And then we started walking up the hill through some brush and trees. And once we made it through the bird sanctuary, we saw that he was in about probably knee-deep water. So we walked as close as we could and we tried to yell at him. He finally came out of the boat and he was able to walk into us.
Yeah, we got a phone here for you. Go ahead and call your mom so we can work on getting Coastal Tow out here for you. Well, yeah, they're coming out tonight, but I figured
I
almost got it last night by pulling.
Okay.
Got like 2 fathoms.
Because Coastal Tow is supposed to come, but they want like your mom, I guess, to call them to make sure they're gonna get paid or something like that before they come out. So that's why we just came out so we can give you the phone. All you gotta do is call your mom and then they'll be out here.
Look it up. Hey, there was a cormorant around here and couldn't quite fly. Oh, yeah. You see him?
We gave him a phone and said, here, you need to call your mom.
I got stuck on the sandbar, like the highest tide, and because it was high tide while I was coming out, I was gonna anchor. Yeah, it's Casey.
At first it started, she had no idea who it was. She didn't believe that it was him, that he actually, you know, ran his boat aground. And then he was talking to her about how he needed to try to get his boat off.
So Coastal Towing's gonna pull me out tonight for like 200, 250 bucks, but he has to talk to you first or he might not do it. So the Coast Guard's been gracious enough to come out and bring me a phone because my phone went out. No, I'm not gonna get stuck again. No, Mom, just get me towed off. I don't need you to figure it all out. So
Casey, if you need me to talk to her, I could let her know so she doesn't
she's gonna see
worry
if you
so
can
much.
help me put a diaper on and make sure everything is.
But
my mom is just a worry bird. It's not gonna be $15,000. All right, talk to you soon. Peace. I don't think. What are tickets? Like no PF, no circular ring, noisemaker.
It's not like a ticket or anything like that.
Really? Just make sure you have it and then show. Yeah. I actually have the noisemaker. I found 2 since I talked to you guys. I found my whistle with the compass on it, and then I found the foghorn.
Okay.
And so really, it's just the throwable. You know,
the main concern now is we just want to make sure we can get you off and then worry about all that stuff later.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm a master glass blower. She's a grandmaster painter. We shouldn't worry about money.
Once he got off the phone with his mom, so he went out back to his boat, tried to get out near his anchor and pull his boat off the shoal that he was stuck on with
Pretty much he got nowhere, except for by the time he was done yanking and moving, he broke his rudder off the boat that was attached with a couple pieces of rope. Coastal Tow informed us that they had another case going on, so it might be another day before they'd come out and actually pull him off of what he was stuck on. We also let him know that we would be around if anything did happen. We would be there. He was in no immediate danger, no health hazards or anything like that.
Right, sir! We're gonna be taking off, all right?
It's just good that we knew he was safe, and I just hope him the best on all his wildest dreams and salmon catching trips.
Astoria Air. I have some amplifying information on the surfer near Indian Beach. He's actually stranded in the cove north of Indian Beach. He's got a small red surfboard. It's a male wearing a black wetsuit.
Roger, copy.
He's going to lose a surfboard today.
So the SAR alarm went off, and we're going to go respond to a surfer that's in distress near Columbia Beach State Park.
Crew part ready to take off. Ready to take off. 6029 He's in the surfer's depository, that northern cove that we deal with every year. He's on the rocks. He just can't get out.
Roger. We'll come down and take a look. Seas are looking like 4 to 6 feet down there.
The weather today is absolutely gorgeous. However, it is a little bit chilly, so our biggest fear is that he might start going hypothermic as he starts to get cooled down.
Coast Guard helicopter, we're just rounding Tillamook Head now. We'll be on scene momentarily. We know it's a surfer depository, so we know exactly where we're going.
Beginning this time of year, we start to see a lot more people start to surf. This one beach they like to surf at, and what happens is there's a current that pushes them around a little rocky point, and they get pushed back in a rocky point that they can't get back out of.
I don't know if he's on a rock or on a reef.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like maybe one of those tiny little rocks that sits out there.
In the surfer's depository, that's kind of our local name for it because it happens so often.
I don't see anybody else there, sir. Yeah, I'm going to back up here a little bit, see if there's anybody kind of back in this area on the rock. All right, I've got him in sight. He's tucked up there on that beach.
That looks like a surfboard, sir. That's standing there.
And he's sitting right next to it.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
When we get there, we see him. He's standing down on the beach where we always see the surfers down there.
So you can't get out of there?
Yeah, he's just standing there.
All right.
This guy he was pitted up against a wall in there and really had no way to go other than swimming back through the surf line.
One question I have is, where's the tides right now? The tide is heading out. So one option is to sit here and wait until tide goes out.
When it gets low enough, you can walk to that beach where he's at.
So that would be probably hours from now.
Yeah.
He's wet, it's cold.
Yeah.
That might lead to some hypothermia issues for him.
I don't know. Because he could just get on this rip, turn around and ride one of these waves back in.
A rescue swimmer who has surfed there a lot of time, he knows the currents in there really well. And there is one way you can get on your surfboard and use the currents to get back to the beach.
The reality is we might end up coming back out here again tonight if we leave him there and wait for tide to go out.
I don't know. I guess we should probably get him, sir.
Yeah, let's plan on putting you down, having you talk to him, and then you call us on the radio and see what you think.
Okay.
I'm going to put you back on the kind of wider section of beach and let you walk to him.
Okay.
So that way the rotor wash is nowhere near him.
So in this situation, we're in a pretty tight little cove, so my biggest concern and my biggest risk to us hoisting is how close we are to the cliffs. The rotor disc is probably going to come maybe 10 feet to the cliffs. So that's my primary concern is, can I actually fit to the spot and be able to get the swimmer down to the rocks?
Might have to put Chris in a little bit in the water due to us fitting in there at this altitude.
Okay. I'm going to bring my fins and stuff with me.
Joe.
As soon as they started moving over, I noticed that was a really small target area. The cliff edge actually comes back and overhangs over the beach area.
Server's ready.
Roger that. We get the hoist.
Roger. Server's outside cabin. Low check fleet. Server's going down.
Roger that.
Server's going down.
Most dangerous thing we're going to have is that cliff behind us. So I'm going to angle my nose into it a little bit. Might have to put Chris in a little bit in the water.
The alarm went off for a person stuck on the rocks down on Nicola State Beach. We had all of our gear, we knew where we were gonna be at, we knew exactly where we were going.
Low check fleet, server's going down.
He's right on the water's edge, up in a little cove that on high tide and kind of bigger swells, you can get stuck pretty easily.
And server's holding safely above the water. That's it, Tommy in. And easy right. And hold, server's going down. Server's on the ground, server's away, server's okay, back and left 30. Server back and left.
Put me down kind of in the water line, you know, unhooked and proceeded to walk up to the survivor.
So Chris is trying to explain things to him. I was trying to convince him to just ride the wave. Yeah, ride the wave out, you'll be all right. What would be my least preferred solution?
We went down there, asked him if he hit his head, if he had any cuts or bruises, and he said no, he's absolutely fine. And explained to him how it wouldn't be incredibly difficult for you to make your way back into the shoreline. He didn't want any part of it. He did not want to get back in the water. He just wanted to go home and be done with that day.
6029, Summer.
Swimmer 6029, go ahead.
He's a little nervous right now to get back in the water. I think he's probably going to want to get picked up. Do you guys care either way?
I'd rather pick him up, just make sure he knows that he can't bring his board with him. I don't know how much a surfboard costs these days.
One thing we had to do is remind him that we don't pick up surfboards, we don't pick up equipment. It's our job to save the person, it's not our job to save the surfboard.
Now he's thinking about it.
I told him that you're gonna have to leave your board behind. He was very okay with leaving a surfboard behind and getting hoisted up with me.
Roger, you understand. We'll be ready to go in about 1 minute.
All right, let's go. Target is at our 3 o'clock. Begin the hoist. Roger, quick straps going down. Easy forward right. Tails clear. Forward right 5. And quick straps on deck. Roger that. Survivor's connecting survivor to the quick strap. Roger. Average pickup. Roger. Taking the load, survivor clear of the beach.
We use the method called a rescue strap, so we only have to do one hoist because of how close we are to the cliffs and rocks. If I can only do it once, I'd rather only do it once.
Survivor outside the cabin. Bring survivor to the cabin. Roger that. Survivor inside the cabin. Hoist is complete. Roger that.
Once we got the surfer back into the cabin, he was in good condition, there was no injuries, he wasn't hypothermic.
Yep, we're good. Roger that. We'll find a nice soft spot to land over there on the beach.
No need for medical attention, just a quick delivery back to the beach where he started the day.
Sector 6029, we are landing at Indian Beach at this time. You're clear down, sir. Easy right, easy down. You guys go off the nose.
Off the nose, Roger.
The SAR case was a little bit more of a preventative deal. You know, we look at it as we're gonna keep somebody safe by getting them out of an area that could have become really hazardous to them.
Chris is getting in now. That's my kind of SAR case right there. Daylight, nice weather, easy hoist.
And 6029 from Canada Beach Command. Thanks very much. Always appreciate you guys.
It's our pleasure. 6029 out.
Yeah, good morning, Captain. How are you, sir? Doing great. All right, mission is to go down to Station Tillamook Bay, and for you, Petty Officer Austin, and re-enlistment in the water. You're gonna go down and re-enlist them in the water.
Everybody wants to have a re-enlistment ceremony that's memorable. Chris said, I want you to come down on the cable and swear me in the water. I'm a pilot, I want to stay up front and stay dry, but if they want me to get wet, then I'm gonna get wet.
Minister Traffic Coast Guard Helicopter 6035, departing Alpha 3 taxiway to the west.
A good little shower coming down now. Sorry guys, but the cabin's getting all wet.
That hail?
Hail.
It's not water.
Yeah, it's hail. Pretty good way to re-enlist.
Today is a pretty important day for me. It's my very first re-enlistment, and I want to do it with some people that mattered most, so I'm gonna fly with Mr. Leary and a few other all-stars at the air station. I knew Mr. Leary wouldn't say no. He can't say no to me. He loves me. He can't. I'm like his only son, except he has 2 real sons.
All right, this will be an harness deployment of Mr. Leary. All right, check swimmer.
Roger. Check swimmer. Swimmer's ready.
Begin the hoist.
That's going up now. Cabin door for low check. That's going down. That's halfway down.
So Mr. Leary went down first. That was fun for us to watch. It's a bit of a skill to figure out how to keep yourself from spinning around like a top. I'm sure he'll get it, but right now he's just spinning around a lot.
Section site, this will be a free fall deployment of swimmer just outside the road of Washington.
Roger that. Bring rest over cabin door.
Roger, begin the hoist.
Roger, deployment rest over. Swimmer's away.
Surfer's in the water. I free fall to the water, swam up to Mr. Leary. It's funny because usually you do this in a quiet room, but being underneath a helicopter, it's more screaming and trying to interpret what the other person's saying to you by reading their lips. So that experience is pretty fun.
In the oath, you're swearing to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and bearing true faith and allegiance to the same. It's a pretty solemn deal, and we just think of it as what we do, but it is pretty cool.
Start take low. Swimmer, survivor, are clear to water. Alrighty. Swimmer, survivor, just below aircraft. Swimmer, survivor, approaching cabin door. And survivor in the cabin.
All right, good job. Let us know when you're ready for port flight.
Thanks for doing that, guys.
It was awesome. Congratulations, Chris.
Oh, that was good. Thanks, everybody.
Our pleasure.
Well done.
When you re-enlist and you're telling the U.S. government and Uncle Sam that you're going to give them another 3 years or 4 years, it's your day. And I think it went off without a hitch.
I was ecstatic when we came back from our flight. It's fun. It's something you enjoy waking up and coming to work doing every day. I made the oath, and in my eyes, you know, that's it.
Cape 87 unseen with the R gang. We were watching this guy sail upriver, and he was heading right towards another shoal.
You know you're not heading the right direction?
Not right now, we're kind of going with the wind here.
There's no way he's gonna make it. Cape 87 unseen with the R gang, position 4616.0, 12357.9. So we got underway to support commercial salvage, who was pulling the vessel R gang off of Sand Island. So we were just going out there to make sure that if they get the vessel off the island and they run into any trouble, like the vessel starts taking on any water, anything like that we could be there to assist them. And we got unseen. Coastal Tow was already alongside the R gang. One of the Coastal Tow guys had to jump on board and help reattach the rudder that he had torn off when he ran aground on the island.
Is that like a makeshift rudder? Is that what that is? That's our rudder?
Yeah. Apparently. Last time we saw that thing, it was just held together with driftwood and line.
It works, man.
They were able to reattach the rudder and towed him out into deeper water. Once out in deeper water, the captain decided he wanted to sail under his own power to his destination. Coastal Tow agreed, so they dropped tow on him, and he tried to set sail upriver. And his plan is to sail right to Astoria?
Yeah, I don't know. How's he going to get in the basin over here?
I don't know.
I mean, I'd like to say I'm done with him.
Yeah.
So, you know, when he calls, don't call. I don't know what to say. We'll see how he does sailing, I guess.
Yeah. Where's he heading? West End? East End?
He can't get into West Basin. Not sailing.
No, he can't get into East End either. All right.
After Coastal Tow dropped tow, they notified us that they did not believe that he would actually be able to sail safely or quickly to Astoria, that his boat was just not seaworthy enough to actually make it through the currents here.
He's making about 3 knots due east, trying to go south. I mean, I don't see how he's going to get to Astoria on his current track here. He's pointed in the right direction, but he's not going there. Where in Astoria are you heading? What dock? Any dock you can find? You know you're not heading the right direction?
Now, right now, we're kind of going with the wind here.
Yeah.
That's the sandbar right there.
You're going to be coming up to it. We were watching this guy sail upriver for about 10 minutes, and we immediately saw that there was no way he was going to make it. His sails weren't trimmed properly. He was heading the wrong direction, and he was fighting a current. He was heading right towards another shoal.
Okay, so your plan is to anchor out here tonight? Do you have any nav lights on that boat? Our only problem is we can't have you out here at night. There's not any really docks that you can pull up to that are right on the river. You got to get inside of a marina, and I don't know how you're going to sail in there.
So are we clear to tow him?
Cape 87, are we clear to tow this vessel over?
87 Cape Tower, affirmative.
How about we tow you?
That'd be awesome. Let me set it done.
Okay.
And then I'll get it all done, go make some money on the glass bowl.
So how about this? How about you drop your sail? We'll put you in tow and we'll bring you up there. Good.
Good, ready?
Ready on deck.
Ready on deck.
Got shot.
Good.
All right. It's on.
Cool. Awesome. We currently have the vessel Our Gang in tow. We are going to tow him into Astoria due to the fact that he has no engines on board his sailing vessel, and tide's getting ready to change here, so he's really going to make no way towards Astoria. He's probably going to end up going out towards the Columbia River Bar, which is going to put him in an unsafe condition. And this guy already ran aground once.
All right, let's set up for a side tow. Go starboard side. Give me 2 lines up forward.
We towed Casey for about an hour up to the Astoria Marina. We put him in a side tow, brought him into West End Mooring Basin, and found an open spot that we could safely moor his boat up along with ours.
Floating and on land all at once.
So we're just gonna conduct a quick boarding, just so that way we can see what you have on board, what you don't have on board.
We conducted a post-star boarding on the vessel Our Gang, and the captain said he was going to be staying there at the marina, get everything fixed, and I really hope he does that, so we don't have to deal with him again.
I see that. Yeah, test it.
Watch out for dogs. Good?
Yep. It was good that it was finally over, so we can continue to sail his boat that he loved, do some astral painting while he's underway, do some hand glass blowing. The best story he had was that he actually made a lure out of his hair and caught salmon, which I was pretty impressed with. So hopefully he'll get all the stuff that he needed so he can actually sail safely and go catch salmon, maybe down in some other place around here.
Stay safe.
I will. Safety first, teamwork second, money third.